Thanks for tuning in to CKLU 96.7. This is your host for this hour, Jess, presenting an episode of Creator Conversations by Our Creator. This is a weekly show where I interview a different Sudburian that we think you should get to know. This week, with the holiday season being upon us, we're talking to a very special guest, Brenda Holla. Brenda is from Lively and has a wonderful hobby that helps to brighten some folks' spirit this time of year. Listen in as we get all the details. As always, go to www.ourcreator.com to check out for links for this episode once it's aired and past episodes. And also while you're there, you can look out for all sorts of different articles about different events, people, businesses, all sorts of different things about the things that we love about Sudbury. And we try our best always to keep you informed, the social Sudburian, with what there is to do in our city. Today on this edition of Creator Conversations, we are talking to Brenda Holla. Brenda is a Lively resident that has a really thoughtful and great holiday activity that she loves to take part in. So, Brenda, maybe you can start by telling us a little bit about your Christmas cards that you do every year.
Well, I started in about, I think, 1993, and I would get cards in the mail from different organizations. But I like to pick out my own Christmas cards, so I put them aside, but I didn't want to throw them out. And eventually it grew to be a few hundred, and then I decided, well, I'm going to send it to seniors. And the idea just grew and grew and grew from there. So currently I send out about 1,100. And that goes to all different areas of Sudbury, plus the Soup Kitchen and the Elgin Street Mission.
Oh, excellent. So where did you come up with this idea to start sending out Christmas cards?
Well, I felt it that the seniors that are in nursing homes or retirement communities, a lot of them, they don't have any friends, they don't have family because they've passed away. Nobody sends them cards or phones them, and I like seniors. I'm a senior myself, so we have to enjoy that, appreciate that.
You have to stick together a little bit. So were you noticing living in Meadowbrook and living amongst other seniors, were you noticing that there were a lot of people that were a little lonely over the holiday season?
Well, here at Meadowbrook, I conduct a crossword puzzle every evening at about 7:00, and there's a lot of people that come and they don't participate in the puzzle. They don't say a word. They just want to be with people and hear other people talk. And you can tell they're there because they're lonely. They don't get visitors, or they don't get visitors very often. So I'm happy to kind of fill that void.
Mm-hmm. So how many cards did you say that you typically send out every year?
Well, I usually try and keep it to 1,000. This year I wrote out extra cards for whatever reason. I just got carried away, I guess. So I sent out about 1,100. And then on top of that, I have my own personal cards that I send out, and that's another 40 or so.
Oh, wow. So you were busy.
Well, I'm busy. And then when Christmas is over, I send out Valentines. But Valentines, I only do Meadowbrook, and I send to Finlandia because my mother lived there for a couple of years.
Oh, that's nice. So how long does it take you to put all these cards together for the residents?
Well, this year I started, I believe I noted I started in about July 25th. But that's just to give me that extra time that I don't feel rushed. I can do an hour's worth of cards in a day, and that's fine. So. And I have a friend who helps me. I just write the card and a little verse, and she likes to stuff the card in the envelope, and we put a decorative sticker on the outside, and Joanne likes to do that very much. So that helps me a great deal because it is a time-consuming act in itself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What kind of greetings do you put in your cards?
Oh, gosh, sometimes it's just, what's your favorite Christmas memory? Or have you been naughty or nice? Santa knows. Mm-hmm. believe as a child believes, and the magic will come. That kind of something to think about, you know.
Mm-hmm. Where do you manage to get all these cards from?
A lot of people donate them. They get cards in the mail just like I used to, and they know that I write cards now to seniors, so they're more than happy to come and say, Brenda, here, you can have this envelope of cards. Some of my friends, my birthday's in March, some of my friends buy cards that are on sale, and they give them to me as birthday gifts. And so that's great. So there's all kinds of participation, and I so appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. So you must have quite a bit of helpers to pull this whole operation off.
Well, I do, and I hope the listeners to this program, maybe they would like to participate in something like that, because I need at least 1,000 cards.
Absolutely. So if some of our listeners out there wanted to donate some cards to you, how could they? Where could they send them to?
They would just bring them to Meadowbrook here in Lively and leave them at the main desk.
And they'll know where to find you.
Oh, absolutely. I think everybody in this facility knows who I am.
Brenda, well, thank you so much for talking to us. We're going to be going to some music, and then we'll be back for our next segment.
And that was the end of our first segment with Brenda Holla. We'll be talking with her again later on in the show. We'll be getting to know some of her responses to our Creator Conversation and questions, some of her hot jams of the week, and we'll be getting to know some of her favorite holiday traditions that she recalls from growing up in Lively. We'll be going into a roundup of a little bit of music. First, we have a local act, the Almighty Rhombus. They have been on a little bit of the quieter side lately. We haven't been seeing too much from them, but it turns out it's for a good reason. They've been working on lots of new music, and so they'll actually be presenting their latest album, Swish, at the album release show at the Townhouse Tavern. That is December 16th. So if you're interested in checking that out, they always put on a great show, and we're definitely excited over here at Art Creator to hear some more from them. They'll be actually performing with their friends Jane's Party, so we'll be right after that playing a song by them. So we have Blank by Almighty Rhombus. That is from their last album, and we'll also have a song called Meet Me Halfway by Jane's Party. After that, just a few songs that have been on our playlist lately. A song called Kamikaze by M.O. and Cat Fantastic by TTNG. So again, that is our next first segment of music. That is Blank by Almighty Rhombus, Meet Me Halfway by Jane's Party, Kamikaze by M.O., Catfight by TTNG. Hey, thanks for tuning in to Creator Conversations. I bet you're expecting some music right now. Turns out copyright laws even apply to us. So check below in the description for all the links for the music that we would have played this episode, and you can always follow us on Spotify to keep up to date with our playlists. And that's the wrap of our first segment of music. That was again on Blank by Almighty Rhombus, Meet Me Halfway by Jane's Party, Kamikaze by M.O., Cat Fantastic by TTNG. Remember, the Almighty Rhombus is releasing their latest album, Swish, and they'll be releasing that on December 16th at the Townhouse Tavern. If you've ever seen them live, you know that it's a great time to see their show, and with new music, when would there really be a better time? We're going to talk more with Brenda Holla and find out more about some of her favorite holiday traditions. We're going to get her response to some of our Creator Conversation questions, and we're going to get her to request a few songs for our hot jam sandwich. So listen in as we get to know Brenda a little bit better.
So, Brenda, welcome back. We are wrapped our first section of music, and we are talking today with Brenda Holla, who is a resident of Meadowbrook Village in Lively. We just talked to her in our first half about her amazing hobby, where she sends out Christmas cards. And this year, she broke her record and sent out about 1,100 to seniors that just we need a little cheering up this holiday season. So, Brenda, did you grow up in the Sudbury area?
Did I grow up? Yes. I've always lived inside, whether it be Long Lake or we used to call it Waters Township. I've been here all my life.
You said Waters Township?
Yeah. Now it's called Walden, or it's part of the greater city of Sudbury.
Oh, okay, so part of the Lively area still.
Yes.
Oh, okay, absolutely. So your parents were they also from the Sudbury area, or did they move from out?
Well, my dad was born in Finland, but he came over when he was 9 months old. My mother was born here.
Lots of Finlanders in Lively, right? So there must have been quite a bit of Finland holiday traditions that were able to stay alive out there.
Oh yes, in Lively, the Long Lake is a good area for the Finlanders, Beaver Lake, that kind of thing. Oh, we had lots of traditions. As kids, I have two brothers. As kids, Finlanders celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
So you'd have a sauna, and then we'd get dressed up for dinner.
That's a true Finlander.
Oh, yeah. We'd get dressed up for dinner and have a lovely meal. And we'd always celebrate it at my grandmother's. And my Uncle Rudy would excuse himself. He had to go outside. And we were little kids, so, yeah, you can go outside, or you kind of. And when he was outside, then magically Santa Claus would appear.
Oh man, got you every time.
With a big bag of gifts, and he'd give them all out, and then he'd leave, and it would be a few minutes, and my Uncle Rudy would come back in. Rudy, you missed Santa Claus. Oh, he said, again, I missed him, and I don't know how old we were. Maybe I might have been 8 years old, and I said to my brother Randy, who's 2 years younger, I said, you keep an eye on Rudy, because when he goes out, I think he's Santa Claus. So we got to watch him. And that year, they latched onto that, and instead they had a family friend.
Oh, they caught you.
Harold was with us. He was celebrating Christmas with us. Harold went outside and came back. And he's ho-ho-hoing, and he knows everybody. And I said to Randy, well, there really is a Santa Claus. That's not Rudy. And so we were hooked for another year. And it just lingered on. And it was great. It was really, really special.
Yeah. The Christmas memories like that growing up and getting hoodwinked a little bit are they're kind of the best ones.
Oh, absolutely. Those kind of memories, I don't think they ever fade. They always remain special.
No, absolutely. I remember when I was a little girl, I would write my Christmas letters to Santa before bed on Christmas Eve, and one year I woke up and I would always when I wrote my letter, I would always ask about the reindeer. And when I woke up the next morning, my parents were all excited to get me up, and they had set up the backyard to make it look like the reindeer had been there and that the reindeer had eaten the carrots. They put carrot shavings down in the driveway.
Goodness.
And it's such a vivid memory, even like all these years later.
Oh, see, that's special to you.
Yeah.
My mom and dad, they appreciated, like, we never peeked around the house. We didn't look under beds or in closets for gifts. Why would we do that? Because Santa Claus brought them. So we never snooped for our gifts. And that was good. It was fun. We could always scout through the Sears catalog, and page so and so I want this toy, or page so and so I want that dress or whatever. Christmas you could make a list of things that you wanted, not necessarily always got, but you could ask for stuff.
Yeah. It was a little bit exciting to go through the wish book, but I guess people won't be doing that anymore.
Oh, no. I'm a little too old for that.
Any holiday treats that were your favorite?
My favorite was always, my mother made carrot pudding and a turnip loaf, and those were special. And my favorite pastry was it's called a tortu, and it's dough that's folded in the shape of a star, but there's a little dab of prune in the middle, and then it has icing sugar on top of it. And it's not sweet, but it's very, very nice. I look forward to those. My grandmother used to like something called lipiakala, it smelled terrible, so we never ate it. I can't tell you what it is, but my grandmother and my aunt's favorite.
Oh, but you definitely remember the smell of it.
I definitely, yes. Yeah, I think my grandmother and maybe my aunt and my mom were the only three that ate it. None of the rest of us would eat it.
Oh, man. Are there any of the holiday traditions that you had that you still actually carry on to this day?
Well, we still celebrate it on Christmas Eve, and now that I'm in Meadowbrook, my brothers come and pick me up and bring me to Randy's house, and the whole gang is there. All my nieces, my great nieces and nephews, and so we celebrate it like that. We don't have a turkey dinner on Christmas Eve. We have a Chinese dinner.
Oh.
My father passed away in 2001, and I said, well, let's do something different. And I suggested the Chinese dinner, and everybody likes that because some of, like my sister-in-laws, my nieces or my sister-in-law, and maybe my brothers, they work on Christmas Eve till about 4 o'clock.
Oh.
When the Chinese dinner arrives, they don't have to prepare. They haven't had to prepare anything, and they just love it,
So everyone gets to relax and just have a good time and spend time together.
Well, you can relax, have a glass of wine, and just chit chat, watch the kids, because they're all excited because the tree is just a big bunch of gifts. It goes from the tree to a bedroom to an outside room. The gifts are just overflowing.
That's a pretty exciting time for a little kid, for sure.
They are. This year they range from 8 to 3.
Wow. It must be really exciting to have so many young ones around over the holidays.
Well, my niece Layla my great niece Layla and my great nephew Lincoln, my sister-in-law Luann says, "Oh, this present is for your dad," and they'll bring the present to my brother Randy, and he'll get to open it, and he has to tell that we do the gift one at a time. He has to say who it's from, and he opens the gift, and then everybody gets to see what he got, and then it's on to the next gift. And the kids go and get another gift, and Mom says who it's for, and they deliver it. They pick up all the ribbons and the paper and the whole bit. They got garbage bags, so their grandma doesn't have to pick up all the papers. So they do a really, really good job. They're really cute at it.
So, Brenda, we're going to go into some of our standard creator conversations questions. So, first of all, I want to know, who is your favorite Sudburyan?
Well, I would still think it's Tom Davies. He was a great friend. He, as I said before, he loved Finlanders, and he was just a nice guy. He tried to help as many people as he could, and he was a wonderful friend.
Absolutely. So what would you say, in your opinion, is Sudbury's signature dish?
Oh, I don't know. There's so many different nationalities, and we all have a favorite dish. That's probably the hardest question. I wouldn't know what. Maybe with the French people, the poutine.
Oh, always the poutine. It's a favorite for sure.
Yeah, I like it every once in a while. I don't eat it a lot, but it's nice. I like that.
Yeah, who doesn't mind one? So, Brenda, we are going to give you a chance to play a DJ tonight on CKLU. So I'm wondering, do you have any requests for, this is a segment that we usually call our Hot Jam Sandwich. So basically, I choose a song that is my favorite, and you can choose one, and then you choose one or two as well that we put together in a triple play lineup. So do you have any requests you think that you'd like to play?
I like "Oh Holy Night," and I like a song. I've heard it sung by Andrea Bocelli, Pacus Angelibus.
Oh, okay.
And those are probably my two favorites.
Absolutely. So since we're sticking with a bit of a holiday theme, I'm going to pick something from, actually, we played a song from this last week, but I've been just really enjoying it ever since. I'm going to pick a song from the Rosie O'Donnell Christmas album. I haven't decided what song that's going to be yet, but we did talk about it last week, and I've been having a good time listening to it. So that'll be a little bit of a surprise when we get to air. So thank you so much, Brenda, for sitting down with us today. And we wish you luck, absolutely, in your next year of Christmas cards, and as well going into Valentine's Day while you do your next round.
Okay.
And if anyone is actually interested in donating any cards to the cause, as always, they can bring them to Meadowbrook, and they will find Brenda and make sure they get delivered.
And may I close by saying, Hauska Joulua, ja onnellista uutta vuotta. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
And that's a wrap for our conversation with Brenda Holla. We hope that hearing about Brenda's story and hearing about the Christmas cards that she's been so caringly putting out to different seniors around the area that might be a little lonely this time of year inspires you to do something nice for somebody that you run into. You never really know what somebody's up to, what's going on in somebody's life. So remember, it is the time of year to spread a little bit of cheer around. So if you have an opportunity to brighten someone's day, definitely take it. We'll be heading into our hot jam sandwich, so requested by Brenda. We will have Oh Holy Night. That one is by Pentatonics, and we have Panis Angelicus by Andrea Bocelli. My choice in the middle there is Last Christmas by Darren Hayes. And when you're listening to that, if that sounds a little bit familiar, if you're not really sure where you've heard that voice before, I've done the research for you. He is Darren Hayes, who would have known, is the lead singer of Soundgarden. So if you think it sounds familiar, it's because it does. So we'll go into our last segment of music. That is, again, Oh Holy Night by Pentatonics, Last Christmas by Darren Hayes, and Panis Angelicus by Andrea Bocelli. Hey, thanks for tuning in to Creator Conversations. I bet you're expecting some music right now. Turns out copyright laws even apply to us. So check below in the description for all the links for the music that we would have played this episode, and you can always follow us on Spotify to keep up to date with our playlists. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Creator Conversations. We hope you've been enjoying getting to know some of our favorite Siberians as much as we have, and Brenda Holla is definitely no exception to the rule. She does an amazing job collecting an astounding amount of Christmas cards to send out to all sorts of different people that might just need a little bit of cheering up this time of year. So we definitely hope that you take a note from her book and you do something yourself to brighten someone's spirits this time of year. We're going to leave you with a song that's a little bit of a non-traditional Christmas song. This is for the folks out there that are maybe having a little bit of a hard time getting into the swing of things this year. Or maybe you're just not someone that's a fan of the holidays. That's fine too. This is a song called Green Christmas by Bare Naked Ladies as we close things out for the night. So that again is Green Christmas by Bare Naked Ladies. And otherwise than that, you will hear from us next week. Again, as always, remember you can look at www.ourcreator.com and you'll catch articles with links to these episodes of the show, as well as all our past episodes. If you scroll down, you will see all sorts of content of all sorts of different exciting things that are happening around Sudbury and the surrounding areas. And we hope that you continue to support us. And as always, look us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat, all under Our Creator, and you can keep up to date with everything that's going on in our city. Join us again next week for another edition of Creator Conversations, 10 p.m. on CKLU 96.7.